Hi, welcome back again, and we're continuing our look at grappling. Last week we were looking very much at the underhook. I'm going to grab the manhandle lander again here. So last week we were looking at getting the hand underneath and kind of coming over the top. This week we're going to look at the opposite one, which is the overhook, and they're used quite a lot. So again, if I can get in past my opponent's defense, what I'm looking to this time, rather than previously I was trying to basically get his armpit on my shoulder so that I've got control of the shoulder. This time I'm doing the opposite, and I'm trying to get my armpit over his shoulder, which, you know, is great if he's taller than me. But then from here, I want to spin my arm around. So my arm comes round the back and through between our bodies again. I'm just turning so the camera can see. So through here, and then what I want to do is I've got the arm braced at the back with the elbow, and the hand here presses against the kind of pec, and I extend across, and now I've got him temporarily trapped. Now it doesn't take much for him to get out of that again. All he's really got to do is slide through. If I was doing it properly, that's harder for him. So if he comes in with a punch, I'm going to block, I'm going to follow that back in as he recovers from the punch. I'm going to follow that back in, come over the top, through here. I then want to get my body in next to his so he can't just flick through. And in fact, I'm going to move him slightly because his only way to escape is to go that way, which would have taken him into a pole a minute ago. But now he can just move across that way with a straight arm. He can just pull straight out of that. However, it again buys me time, because as that punch comes in, I can get in, I can get here. That gives me enough time to get a strike in before he moves free. And that's really one of the key aspects. So let's look at this from a couple of different angles. I'm going to turn you around so you can see the other side of it. So again, punch comes in, block, I'm going over the top, wrapping it around, and then as you can see, I'm kind of extending my back. So the elbow is trapped against my back, and my hand is against the chest. From there, I can deliver a strike, boom, whatever I feel like doing, take the leg, all kinds of awkward things. I've got essentially time to do one action before he's free. Now, again, much like the overhook, I can combine this, the underhook, last week, I can combine this with other things. If I can get into the overhook here, that's not great, but if I then start looking to overhook the neck as well, here, now I've actually got something that's a proper grip. It's really awkward for him to get out of this situation. And from there, I can even start looking to move across into things like chancery and kind of more complicated grapples there. But that overhook gives me that opportunity to do that. The other nice thing about the overhook is I can use it potentially to get his side, get behind him, if he is inclined to try and escape through the front. So if he comes in, I step in this way. If he's inclined to pull his arm through, well, he's instantly given me his back. In doing so, and I'm going to go for a chokehold or something at that point. So even if he takes the easy escape, he's kind of setting up for my next movement. So we can then start to look to combine these things. So the way this flow will start to work is if Andrew comes in with an attack, I'll just block that, follow that in. I'm going to go for my overhook, take a strike. Yeah, he steps backwards, probably swings wildly with the other hand, which I can block, look to maybe go into an underhook, take him to the other side and get my strike here. So I'm moving from clinch to clinch, getting a hit in each time. And as long as I keep his head ragging about, and I keep hitting him, he's not getting the time to pull himself back together to actually get back into the fight. And that's really how these kind of hooks work. So that's the overhook. There's not really much more to say about it that I didn't already say with the underhook. So that's really it for today, but we're going to pick up next week and we'll look at the head lock, and there's a bit more to do with the, sorry, not head lock, a head clinch. There's a bit more we can do with the head clinch, and we'll go through that as well. But this is just starting to give that feel of how grappling is going to work. So we'll catch you next week. I know this was a really short one, but I've done some really long ones in the past, so it's nice to have a nice short one occasionally. And we'll catch you next week.